Hello guys, welcome to my 2025 Worlds team tier list. I will be ranking the teams in the main event in a few tiers, and this list is based on each team's current form, tournament results, and how they might perform in this year's Worlds. If you guys didn't know, there's going to be fearless draft in this year's Worlds, and this means that any champion that is picked in the best of series is unavailable to both teams in further games, meaning that if in game 1 someone picks Victor, they cannot pick it anymore until the end of the match. And I will also give a little bit of context on each team's regional performance, so even if you haven't been following every league, you'll know who's who. So let's go. All right, so here are teams and our tiers. We'll be going along with favorite. Top 8 could be mid, GG, and frauds. I think they are pretty self-explanatory. So let's head on with favorites to win, and I think number 1 is definitely Gen G. They are the Korea's LCK reigning champion, and obviously the current tournament's favorites. They have had a great 2025 season, winning LCK Summer. They won MSI, and they also performed well at the Esports World Cup. Over the whole season, Gen G squad dropped so little games, as you might have followed the league, and they went on a 27 win streak, if you guys also didn't know that. They are stacked with probably best player in each slot. I guess it's arguable for some of them, but in my opinion, they're definitely up there. They have Chovy, who in my opinion is the best player in the world. They have Rula, who has stepped up during the season. He's been ramping up, and he has become a beast once again. And they're just so disciplined. They're versatile. They can play anything. They can out macro anyone. They can outfight anyone. Fearless draft, sure, it may limit champions, but I think Gen G's champion pools are so deep, so that is such a great asset for them. If you go past 3 games against Gen G, it's so hard to beat them in draft because they will always find something to play that will just break your team comp. They are very focused. They really want to win, and in my opinion, they will. But the past few years, they have not been performing too well in internationals, in World specifically. But I do think that anything less than a final would be a shock, and it will be a disappointment for them, at least. After them, I think it is fair to put Bilibili, BOG. They are the top seed from the OPL or China, and they are also pretty heavy favorites, but I wouldn't put them over Gen G ever, even though they've pretty much won everything in the OPL. They had an up and down year. They experimented with a couple of junglers. They have 2 junglers right now, with Shadow and Beishuan. I'll pull up some stats. Let's go to Game of Legends. Okay. Let's go to Billy Gaming, Season 15. And overall, they've had a pretty decent season, but they are really, really solid, with Beishuan and Shadow being their biggest hurdle, or I guess problems in the jungle department. They've had problems in the jungle department for the past 3 seasons now, but I think despite this, Bin and Knight have a phenomenal season right now. Knight is very, very, very good at the moment. He is in form, definitely. He's on fire. And Bin is also very, very good and is in phenomenal form. Again, the jungle part is kind of shaky, especially against the other big junglers, which will be at Worlds, like Peanut, Canyon, Tarzan, Kanavi, to name a few, Owner, of course. But POG got stomped at MSI by T1, and they were also beaten by Anyone's Legend, as I recall. They do have a lot of talent, but I don't think they can beat Gen G. And for that reason, I think I can put Hanwha Life. I think the Korean teams are currently better than the Chinese teams and have historically been better than the Chinese teams, but this year in particular, I do think they are better than them. So I will put HLE above BOG, in my opinion. They are definitely an elite contender. They've got crazy names. It's now adding Zeus to the mix. It's just crazy. They have had such a strong momentum going on in the beginning of the year. They won the first stand tournament, but after that they kind of had an up and down. But in the LCK Grand Final, they were stopped by Gen G quite well, to be honest. And I think I can't put them over Gen G ever. But they definitely have the abilities to go toe to toe with anyone. They can upset anyone. So I don't think it's crazy to say that they should be favorites as well to win. But I think these three are the main favorites for this tournament. I think you could argue about T1's international performances. AL are also pretty strong. But I think I'm gonna set on these three at the top. Now, let's make our top 8. I think AL is a pretty comfortable pick here. They are making their Worlds debut, as I recall, and they earned the 2nd seed from consistent finishes among the top and championship points, the same way that the LEC worked a few years ago. And they haven't won a split, but they were always near the top 3, which earned them the spot, obviously. And they had a pretty decent performance at MSI when they finished 3rd. And they pushed Gen G to 5 games in that tournament, which is something that doesn't happen quite often, to be honest. And I think the peak of this squad could be extremely high, being led by Tarzan, who is a veteran that if you've been watching LoL Esports for a while, you know who Tarzan is. And let's take a look at their squad. Anyone's Legend. Here we go. Oops. No, not this one. They've got Flandre in the top lane, who is also a very well decorated player, a Chinese legend, LPL legend. Tarzan, who is one of the best junglers historically in the world, easily. Shanks, who is new to the scene, but he is quite good, actually. I think he has a lot of potential. I think he has a very high ceiling, but his champion pool is kind of limited, as you can see. And the fact that Orianna is getting nerfed and Annie is not that reliable anymore, it is going to be interesting to see how he adapts to these changes. And they've got Hope and Kao in the bot lane, who it's a decent bot lane. I wouldn't say it's anything crazy. It's decent, but definitely I wouldn't put them above these 3. So they go in top 8. Now, after that, I'll put in Tess. Yes, Tess are frauds. Tess are historically not good at Worlds. Let's pull up Tess. Top esports. We have 369, one of the best top laners ever. have Kanavi, one of the best junglers ever. Cream, who is very limited by his champion pool, as you can see, and he is really just decent. I wouldn't say he's anything crazy. He's just kind of a facilitator, someone who you wouldn't expect to carry games, but he can definitely be a prick in someone's hand, for example. And if you don't deal with him, he may snowball the game out of control by helping some of his other laners. They've got Jackie Love, their AD carry, who is a world champion. He has been in the game for a long, long time. He is kind of nearing his end. I would say he doesn't have the same hand he used to, but he's still a reliable reliable AD carry. Sorry, and they have Hang, who is very limited by his champion pool, but he is decent, I guess. He is decent support. He's not something extraordinary, but I think it's fair to say that he is pretty decent. After that, I'll put T1. Maybe I'll put T1 over Tess, because we know T1 Worlds buff, and we know Top Esports Worlds nerf. But yeah, there's not much to say about T1. You can never sleep on this team at the international tournament, ever. Historically, the most dominant team of all time. I do think they are going to get across IG, who will put in frauds, because IG are frauds. But yeah, T1 going there. I don't really need to explain it too much. But yeah. After T1, I'll put in G2. Now this might be a little spicy. G2 have historically been pretty good at international tournaments, especially caps. But they've struggled this year, you could say, in the first two splits, which they didn't win. But they ramped up so much during the year, and they stomped through summer split. Scumon's been looking great. Labrov has stepped up also so much, and I think these two players stepping up have taken so much weight off of Caps's and Broken Blade's shoulders that they can play more, I guess, comfortably. Because when they were struggling, when Scumon and Labrov were struggling to integrate within the team in the league, Caps and Broken Blade felt so much pressure to carry the games themselves, and they did so many uncharacteristic things. But as Kumond and Labrov stepped up, that weight has been taken off Caps and Broken Blade's shoulders, and I don't think you can ever underestimate Caps. He is the best Western player ever. He is one of the best players ever. So I think G2 is going to make top 8, as long as they don't grief really hard. Now, I think these 7 teams are going to make it, for sure. And now I'm going to go to the could be category, where I'll put FlyQuest, CFO, and KT. Right? So KT, their third seed. For the only reason why they're third seed is because they upset against Gen G. If you guys haven't watched that game, it was a Chovy and Canyon disaster class. But KT, yeah, as you can see, nothing is expected of this team. They could even go in mid. I don't think they will make top 8 at all, because KT should be just renamed to BDD, because BDD and Cuz are the only half decent players on this team. BDD is really good, actually, and KT, the only thing KT is trying to do is play around BDD. As you can see, he's got a big champion pool, and Cuz is just really good at enabling BDD, and if he doesn't do that, they just lose. Perfect is he's stepping up, he is becoming better, but I would not say that he is among the best top laners in the world at all. Dogdam is kind of mid. He needs the perfect game to be able to play perfectly, or he'll never play perfectly, but he needs the perfect game in order to contribute a lot, you know? And Peter is just mid. That's all I can say about Peter, to be honest. So these are the could be. And then could be, I will also put Fnatic, because I am a Fnatic believer until the end of my days. Okay? Listen to me. Oh, FlyQuest. I forgot FlyQuest. But yeah, I forgot. Wait, what am I talking about? Sorry. FlyQuest. They have Inspired. They have Weepo. They have Masu, which I think are three very good players. Quad is just the kind of mid laner that will go even in lane, so I don't think there's much to say about him. But FlyQuest have been doing pretty good internationally, so I think it's fair to say that they could make top 8. And I think CFO are a dark horse. I think CFO can upset any team ever if they decide they will do it. So that's why they're going could be. Now, Fnatic. The reason why I'm putting Fnatic in could be, and yes, I am delusional, but still, let me explain myself. Fnatic is a team that will sometimes do good and sometimes, well, most times, do not very good. They've got Oscarinin, who is a top laner, who one day is going to stomp Kana in lane, and the next day he's going to queue up against silver players and get giga gapped. Razork is the same kind of, but Razork has made a really good synergy with Poby, and I think Poby is a great addition to Fnatic. Yes, Poby may not be the greatest player. He is the greatest of sometimes, and some roads lead to him, right? But he's a really good facilitator, and he allows the team to play more as a team, I guess. He allows Razork to funnel Golden to upset and stuff like that. He helps the side lanes. And I think that role of Poby has really well integrated in Fnatic, and I think Fnatic have a pretty high ceiling, to be honest. If this team starts working even more, I think they can achieve great things. Right now, though, I don't think they will make top 8, but I am a Fnatic faithful, and I will always put them among the top 8. It doesn't matter if my pick'ems are going to be completely destroyed, but they go and could be, or mid, but they go and could be for me. Next, KC are frauds. They're not even here. JGG are even bigger frauds. Red Cannons, what are we talking about? And Weibo? Weibo is... These are frauds. They didn't make it. They are frauds. Now, in mid, I will put MKOI. Obviously. Because, yeah, MKOI beat Fnatic. So what? They had a good day. They had a good day. They had a Spanish buff. They were in Madrid, and they were buffed by the Spaniards. MKOI is a good team, but I don't think they will perform very good against these top teams. They are missing the experience against in international tournaments. They're missing the experience against Eastern teams as well, which Fnatic players do have. They have Poby, who played on RSK Challengers. I guess he kind of does have experience against Eastern players. They have Razork, who's been at a couple of world championships. Mickey, who is historically the best support in the best European support ever. He has a lot of experience on an international stage, and Upset also does. So if we're talking about experience, Fnatic have to take this one. Again, I'm telling you, Fnatic could be in the top 8. Very unlikely, but could be. Now I'll put PSG Talon in mid as well. They are the 3rd seed, I believe. And they do have a history of upsetting some teams, or almost upsetting some teams, but right now, I actually think they will be GG, along with 100 Thieves and Vivo. But I think this team, Team Secret Wales, I watched some of these games, and I think Team Secret Dwells have a little bit of a chance to make an upset and make something very interesting happen. They have really young players. Let me just pull it up. Uh, they have extremely young players. Of Hero, who is okay, he's a little bit older, but who was really young. I think they're mid laner, right? Yeah, he's 18. Histo, he's pretty good. This guy is also 18. Dyer, he's like the the mid laner. Dyer and Histo. Eddie, he's not that young. Overall, they're pretty young. You get me? Especially Histo and Dyer. And I think they are very interesting and very talented players. And I think they can make something happen. I believe in them. I believe in them. Hopefully, we see some kind of an upset at least once. At least in the Swiss stage. I don't know, Team Secret Wales beating top esports. I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. I would be surprised if they beat someone like AL, but I wouldn't be surprised if they beat top esports. Because top esports are ass. But yeah, here we got the tier list. It may look pretty scuffed, but I believe in this tier list right here. It is probably quite common to see this kind of tier list. But I want you guys, if you like my tier list, especially if you dislike my tier list, I want you to click on the like button somewhere down here and the subscribe button as well. And I want you to comment what you like or dislike about this tier list and give me some of your hottest takes about Worlds 2024. I want heat. Okay? And this wraps it up. This is our tier list, my tier list. I'm very happy of it. I think it's gonna go lit. Let's actually wait. Is there a bracket? Can I simulate it? Is this it? Okay. Let's do a simulation. T1 are beating IG, sorry, because IG are frauds. If IG beat T1, I will lose my mind. These are our brackets. These are our simulated brackets. 100 teams against G2, G2 win, easy. FlyQuest against PSG, this is gonna be a fun match, but FlyQuest win. T1 against CFO. Now these are kind of the games where everyone would say T1, right? But CFO have always upset it so many times. CFO, I'm taking it. BOG against Fnatic here. I mean, I may be biased, but I'm sorry. Genji against Top. This is going to be the quickest game of the tournament. It's going to be an absolute stomp. KT against VKS. Watch KT lose. They are frauds, but I'll give it to them. Ko against Anyone's Legend. AO win. And HL against Team Secret Wales. I'm sorry. Oh boy, we got it. Okay. CFO against FlyQuest. I think FlyQuest win. Genji against HL. Big match, but I think Genji wins these. Actually, it could go anyway. This is the best one. But I'm going to go Genji. BOG beat KT and AO beat G2, I think. History has told us that EU may beat Korea, but EU never beats China. PSG beat 100 Thieves. T1 beat VKS. Team Secret Wales beat Top Esports because Top Esports are frauds, but they will still make it in the top 8. Watch. Fnatic beat Koi for the redemption arc. Now, AO and Genji advance 3-0. Crazy, right? I don't think so. CFO, G2 win. HLE, PSG, HLE, big time. T1 against Fnatic. Again, I can't be too biased. T1 beat them. And Team Secret Wars have only one chance to upset a big team, so KT beats them. Koi beat 100 Thieves, and Top Esports are going to clinch their way in. Now, 2-1. FlyQuest are going to beat KT, I'm telling you. Oh my days, not again. PLG beat. G2 and HLA are gonna beat T1 in the best one. And Koi are gonna beat Team Secret. CFO will beat PSG. And oh my god, look at this. Remember this? Yeah, I'm sorry. But Top Esports is taking this one. I can't be that biased. Come on. And CFO will beat Koi. T1 will beat KT, and Top Esports will not beat G2. I'm sorry. And here we have it. These are our top 8. What did we miss? Not much, really. Yeah, it's pretty fair. I guess CFO taking over the Top Esports slot and FlyQuest over the... What? Yeah, that's exactly what I said. Pretty good. Let's go to the quarterfinals. We got AO versus T1. Crazy shit, but T1 beat them. I'm sorry. HLE beat CFO. Genji beat G2. I'm sorry. And we're going to get an absolute classic. Genji HLE Grand Finals. Genji win. GG. That's it. There, I called it. If this exact bracket comes up, you've seen it on this video. Do your pick'ems. I've read the script. I've seen it all. I think that's how it's going to be. But yeah, that's a wrap, guys. If you liked it, make sure to, again, put a comment down below. Tell me all about it. Tell me what you liked, what you disliked. Tell me about the bracket. Tell me your crazy pick'ems, your crazy tier lists. I will be doing a pick'ems video again tomorrow. Not again, for the first time. I will be showcasing my pick'ems. I have done them. I don't think I can remove them, but I will just go over them and tell you why I think these picks are that way. And if I want, I will change something else. But yeah, that's a wrap, guys. Thank you for watching. See ya.